Fox Business exclusive, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Danon. Ambassador, thank you for being here on what we all know has been a horrific anniversary that many cannot believe is now the second anniversary. We've got negotiators on both sides of the conflict at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Can you tell me the latest of what you are hearing about the structure of these talks?
Please, today is a very difficult day for the state of Israel, for the Jewish people all around the world. It marks 2 years of the horrible massacre. And, you know, we still have 48 hostages in captivity. So we pray for them. We are in pain, but we still fight. We are not broken. And as you mentioned earlier, we accepted the proposal of President Trump, and we are thankful for his leadership. And now in the next few days, when we will sit in Egypt with the negotiators, and we will be able to see if Hamas is actually accepting the plan or they're playing games. We will know if they stall, if they walk back, if they want to, play on time. We hope that's not the case. We want to see the hostages home as soon as possible. Many of them are in a very problematic medical conditions, so time is crucial. Yes. And we hope that we will see some movement. If it will not work through diplomacy, then we will have to resume the hard way, but we will bring them back, either the easy way or the hard way.
Ambassador, when you pull apart the 20-point peace plan, there was nothing in it that said that the hostages would be released. At least President Trump never said this. The hostages would be released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners held in Israel, yet that is what Hamas is demanding. And some of these prisoners they want back are prisoners who have been convicted of masterminding other horrific terrorist attacks in the past. Is this something Israel will consider?
Well, it's not a perfect plan for us. We are paying a heavy price, and we are willing to do that in order to bring back the hostages. But you're absolutely right, to release convicted terrorists who murdered hundreds of Jews over the years, it's hard. And I think we will be willing to do that. It will have to come to the government, but I think the government will support it. And we will pay that price in order to see the hostages coming home. And we're willing to pay heavy prices, but we said yes to the agreement, to the president's proposal. Now we have to see if Hamas is actually willing to do what it's supposed to do, accept the idea that the hostages will be released immediately at the first stage of the agreement, and then we will move on from there.
Steve Witkoff is, of course, leading the U.S. delegation, and we know that Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of President Trump, but who also worked very closely with you for the Abraham Accords, is supposed to be part of this. What is your faith in them that they can get something agreed upon here?
Well, I know both of them very well, and I want to thank them for their involvement. They're putting a lot of efforts to make it happen. And the U.S. is heavily involved, and the president himself, he wants to see the progress. He's pushing the sides to move on, and I think it's a very important and effective team. But at the end of the day, it depends what Hamas will do. You can have the goodwill of the Israelis. The negotiators will be very involved. We would like to see some development. But if Hamas will decide to play games, they can come with new demands and go back. And we have seen it in the past that we agreed on a few things, and then when we actually got to the point to implement it, they came with new demands.
730 days these hostages have been held. And last night, I went actually to see a screening at Paramount for a show called Red Alert. And it is a 4-part series that drops today. It's a drama, but it is based on a bunch of the stories of Israelis and Muslim people who were dealing with October 7th in those 16 terrifying hours. One of the things the director said in the Q&A after was that he really wants all of this to stop. We know so do good-hearted Palestinians. When you look at dueling headlines, there's a headline from the Washington Post and a headline from the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal's article, they went and spoke to people in Palestine who all said they have a message for Hamas: end the war now. That's from Palestinians. Then in Washington Post's poll, they said many American Jews are sharply critical of Israel on Gaza. People on both sides want this to end. At some point, does Israel have to say, you know, we will stop the bombing? Because there have been some bomb attacks, have there not, in the past 48 hours?
It is a long war. It is a painful one. And we also want to see closure for this war. But this war will not end with hostages in Gaza. You know, we say to our allies all around the world, you can pass resolutions at the UN, you can condemn us, we will not leave them behind. So now we are hopeful that, you know, we can move forward, we can bring them home, we can have a closure to the war. But, you know, 2 years ago, there was a ceasefire in Gaza. It was a very peaceful border between Israel and Gaza, and Hamas invaded Israel. So we want to go back to the days where it's peaceful. We are a peaceful nation. But first, we have to bring all of them home. You know, usually when you have a crisis, you know, like 9/11, you know, after a day or two, you can start speak about reconstruction or healing. We cannot heal when we have people in captivity. So we have to bring them back, and then we can come together and rebuild our society, our country. We have a lot to do.
Ambassador, I do hope we are not talking about this the next October 7th. Let us really pray that this is over soon. Thank you very much.